in, and we want to turbocharge it. So engine have this exhaust, and here's it's an outlet for gas, and here it's inlet for air. So usually here carburetor, which mix air with gas, with a gasoline, and the air filter. So what do turbocharger? Turbocharger, it's this two elements connected. It's for better visibility, show kind of this. So one element is turbine. Let's say this one, turbine T. And this element is a compressor. Let's be C. So what turbine do? It's this exhaust gas. When it's go out from cylinder, exhaust gas rotating this rod. So it's like rod here. It's exhaust gas rotating this rod. So it's like rotation transfers into compressor. So in compressor, let's draw compressor from other angle. So in compressor, it's this rod. It's like this, have fan on other end. So when air going inside compressor, this rod rotating it, so air inside compressor more compress, so more air go inside, it's became more dense, and so there out from here it goes compressed air, so it's just like it's more kind of concentrated. So here exhaust gas go here, rotating, then exhaust gas going out from this cylinder, and this kind of this movement rotating this rod inside. So this rod has this propeller kind of, which make air going inside compressor, compresses kind of this air, and then this compressed air going into air inlet. So, and there can be full injection system or carburetor, depends on a kind of system. Sometimes carburetor put here, so carburetor can stay before air going inside the compressor. So here carburetor, and this air filter. It can be different way how you organize it, how the different systems kind of. So you can put carburetor after compressor, and here can be, so if carburetor after compressor, let's say like this, then sometimes it's remain open here, or sometimes can be a filter, so air will be filtered before it's going into compressor, and this can be different type of filters. So this I talk in my book with more details. can later you can watch, or you can follow this link how to draw motorcycles to subscribe kind of waiting list. But next year book will be ready. So problem with this is like why usually carburetor is put after compressor. It's because if you put carburetor before compressor, then it means like inside compressor will be air mixed with the gas. So if here is only air, here it will like air with the gas. So it's just kind of less preferable way. So then, and let's say like when we have this motorcycle, so this like engine in the frame, right? So it's a motorcycle frame. Here, suspension, it's kind of, I like, you know, when you have this like knowledge of structural elements, it really feels like you create instead of making visual. You're not just like kind of drawing something look like on a reference, but you actually create. Like every drawing you make, when you understand construction, every moment of every drawing feels like you actually work with actual real life object, you know. So let's say it's like front fork, put lamp. So it's like if I have like a garage with real elements, this is kind of like what I will do, right? I will take this details, kind of attach them to each other, stuff like this. So here we have like engine in a frame, and we can, so let's put fuel tank. So if we turbocharge, so then let's say turbocharger will be here. Так, maybe. Так, so it goes exhaust, go here, kind of around frame, and let's say like this. So this will be like a turbine, then this like from turbine, this exhaust will be connected to exhaust pipe. All right, so this exhaust pipe goes to a rear side. So it's some kind of like this. So turbine, and let's see, this will be like air going around here to air inlet in a cylinder, kind of here. So here will be a carburetor. So yeah, this is just like quick improvisation, but it's interesting, you know, like how much custom design ideas you can have when you know construction, which is not so difficult, you know. It's like about 6 main elements. Just nobody will explain it to you. Only on this channel, only on Gene Bond you can find something like this. So so you can, with this knowledge, you can better understand reference. When you look, you find some cool motorcycle you want to use for your illustrations or your character in comic book, and you find reference and you can understand, so this is a turbocharger here. So you can make like a scene when your character like a fixing turbocharger. So I will just draw, forget scarf. Is going all around. Okay, let's make him go under frame here. Exhaust. Or you can like make your own concept art, like some futuristic cyberpunk motorcycles, and when you make like engine design, you use in real life structures like turbocharger, supercharger, but you kind of can make future version of it. It's like some I don't know, like put some screen, more wires on it, stuff like that. Just make it more kind of vintage sci-fi. Call like, you know, modern day with a twist, because basically like every sci-fi, it's like our daily life with a certain twist, with some fancy modifications, which is make like special for us, because you cannot make it like entirely different. Then it will feel like alien for us. It should be based on things we can relate to, right? So even if you don't know much about motorcycles, you seen them a lot. You seen them like in the movies, in advertisement, like in the streets. Your subconsciousness makes this like some visual library. It's like same with the human anatomy. Everybody have like very good intuition about how human should look like, and even they cannot consciously kind of say what is a structure, anatomy and stuff of people, of human figure, but they can like immediately notice when something wrong. So same with motorcycles, kind of like it's very daily kind of daily object or thing, I don't know, like which we experience every day, like many years in our life, and we see it from many different angles and everything. So everybody have certain experience with motorcycles. So when you draw it, yeah, everybody can relate somehow, and they also can see when some like serious error, kind of serious mismatch. And when this kind of error happen, it's kind of destroys this like realism, you know, like destroys attachment. Like people cannot attach for something which is feels unnatural, feels like odd, surreal, like when you have mistakes in perspective. It's like most of people have no idea about perspective principles, but they will just feel this discomfort of like disharmony, kind of. Anyway, here, just like this. Sound is here. Yes, sound is here. Так. Yeah, tell me about sound. Is it okay? I kind of today make a little more gain. Так, so hope it sounds okay. Kind of keep experimenting with the microphone. Let's see. Kind of this. So, okay. So this is our turbocharger. And let's talk about supercharger. What is the difference between turbocharger and supercharger? And there's like many types, not many, about like 5 type of supercharger, or 4. Anyway, so here I will talk about this supercharger calls centrifugal supercharger. So let's centrifugal. So Centrifugal supercharger, it's basically we have only compressor, and instead of having this like turbine element which work on exhaust gases, instead of this, for rotation of compressor, to rotate compressor, using this block with what's called this, like rotors, you know, so it's rotors there, and it's belt driven. So from, let's say again, so here we have this like basic one cylinder engine. So here's like inside cylinder and crankshaft, this like axle inside cylinder. So to install centrifugal supercharger, they kind of like attach pulley to this crankshaft. So it has this like pulley here, this like a tablet element. This pulley by belt connected to these rotors from this block. So this block inside, it's like, let's see, so inside it look like it have this kind of rotor system, which makes like one rotation, like little rotation of this crankshaft, because of this system converts in a couple rotations of axle inside turbine. So inside turbine, this kind of fan which inhaling air rotating like very fast. So like little rotation of crankshaft, this thing will like amplify, and then this you know, this kind of fan is rotating very fast, so more air go inside into turbine. So as a full supercharger thing, it look like here have this pulley with this round block, and on the other side we have compressor here, and same like different versions. Some version is like have here you can attach carburetor with a filter, or only filter and carburetor put like after here, so it will be like this air pipe going into carburetor. And from carburetor goes into air inlet in a cylinder, in engine cylinder. So also sometimes, like on the way to carburetor, it will be like cooling system called like intercooler. Sorry, cooler. So it's look like let's see, kind of this. Here kind of so like usually place here in the front of motorcycle. So yeah, and also can be like on some motorcycles when air going from here from turbine is like very compressed hot air going into intercooler, and then before it goes into carburetor it will have this kind of this thing. So on some motorcycles can see, but today will not show it. Anyway, so what is a very prominent element here, which will be like visible all the time? It's this belt system, right? So we have like engine, can be like 2-cylinder. It's like Harley Davidson kind of. So here this crankshaft, we connect to crankshaft this pulley, then we have one more pulley which is moving this supercharger, block and compressor block. So kind of this. So belt go here, and it can be like also one more round element. It's like belt tension, to make a tension on the belt. So if you will look, also sometimes it's like belt system open, it's look like this. So it's like 3 tablet forms, and 3 tablet forms and belt. Basically it is. So, and it can be like covered by metal, it can be open sometimes. Let's see. Like this. And what is also interesting is like here you see I show supercharger. It's placed with like outwards. So compressor, it's outside motorcycle, like in external side, but it also can be placed inside. So it's like this compressor, or this kind of supercharger moving object part, and here compressor. It's like on this inner side. So again, it's like optional. It's many way how you can arrange it. You know, this thing can be like here. It's leaning to front, or it can lean backwards, or it can be like vertical. So just look different reference, you will see different variations. So let's say let's say here. Так. So this showing, you see what inside this kind of rotors. Так. So here you see this belt system and belt tension. This superchargers kind of have like customized construction, because here air going, you see, through this carburetor, air going inside here. So this how air going here, so it's like rotated, and then from other side it's going into inlet. So here also we see this like moving part connected to belt. So this belt here, this is kind of rotors, this compressor, and so air going inside here, then compressed air going out inside this like carburetor, or it's like injection in, say, throttle body kind of. So hard to say from here. Yeah, kind of some custom throttle body. So here you see another like how it looks. So see, it's one pulley. Here in this image is belt take out, so it's no belt, but here on these two pulleys should be belt, and this one here should be this tension kind of round thing for tension. Here this cable, this hose, it's oil, like a lubrication system, so oil go here. We'll also draw it later to show. Here very good example. So you see, so this thing is like here are a lot of this rotation elements under this. Так. Roller. Yeah, roller. It's kind of rollers under this casing, right? So then here you see inside this we have belt. So this thing can kind of attach to crankshaft. So if we put engine inside here, this will be like rotated by crankshaft. Then inside there all these different rollers, and eventually they move in this belt here. This belt rotating these rollers, then compressor take air inside, and compressed air going to intercooler. You see, so this intercooler, from intercooler air going into this thing, and from this thing going inside carburetor. So it's like, I forgot name for this, so many names, let me double check how this stuff goes. It's like velocity stack. Bell mouse or velocity stack. So anyway, it's kind of this detail important for kind of like, because it's compressed air. It's not like normally concentration air. It's very compressed, so needs this like velocity stack before it goes into carburetor, but I see not always it's there. And you can see this velocity stack in here, you see. So it's like intercooler air, compressed air, already like cooled, it's not too hot, so it's go to this velocity stack. And here we cannot see, but now you know. You see, it's kind of difference between just drawing what you see and without knowledge and knowing. Yeah, now you can see through it like Superman, you know, have a X-ray vision. So there is carburetor or a throttle body for if it's injector system here. So here we have, again, you see, it's like belt system. Sometimes it's kind of very fancy, but now you know what it's doing. And it can be not only because supercharger, it can be some other stuff, but here this compressor, and on the other side behind compressor we have this supercharger rollers. These rollers rotated by belt, and this like hot compressed air goes to carburetor. And here I don't see intercooler, so it's going directly to carburetor. If we have intercooler here, it will go to intercooler. Maybe this intercooler, but it's more look like oil cooler and not air cooler. So here instead of filter it's just like net. So here you see, again, you see like belt system under this cover, compressor, and the filter before. So air going into filter, going into compressor, compressed, and hot air going into carburetor. So here between this front and back cylinder we have carburetor here. Here also this one, it's a supercharger here. This is lubrication hose and air filter. Again, it's kind of same. So now when you will see this stuff, you will understand this is supercharger. It's a centrifugal supercharger. This pipe, it's compressed air going into carburetor here. So under fuel tank, it's a carburetor right between front and back cylinder, and etc. So here also this type, you see again, it's like belt system under cover. In this case it look like this. I have pulley attached to crankshaft, then this one it's attached to supercharger. Here this kind of funny motorcycle. This carburetor, air filter, so air going through air filter into carburetor, from carburetor into compressor rotated by this belt system, and from compressor air going into fuel intake into this cylinder. So it's like one cylinder engine, you see. So from compressor go here. This is some kind of like fancy supercharger. It's kind of, you see, it's a unusual construction, let's say, but principles still the same. Still we have like crankshaft through belt system, rotating supercharger, air going from through filter, carburetor going into compressor, from compressor it goes to cylinder, engine block, and then from other side of engine block it's exhaust pipe, so exhaust gases going out. Here's another type of supercharger, so kind of this. And now we can, with this knowledge, we can draw whatever we want. We have this supercharger superpower now. So let's make a little break. Little break. And link how to draw motorcycles.com. Так. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. Так. So we have engine block. No, and we have engine, like let's say this V shape. So some kind of chopper. Here we have this not a sparkle. Oh, I forget this name. I'm like, that's why I'm artist, because I can remember terms. Not a sprinkle, sparja, springle, springe. This thing. So this thing which rotated chain, and here we have similar thing on the rear wheel to which chain is attached and rotating rear wheel. I'm just a human after all. Так, so and here it's a crankshaft area, so usually it just look like this, but this time we make a modification, right? So here we have carburetor, it's kind of okay, let's put here. Then from here, so I extend this kind of axle, I attach this pulley, and let's say I make extend it here. So now I will just draw, it's like superficially kind of how it look. Let's say it look kind of this. So, and here we have turbocharger. Let's make it outside. So air filter, compressor, this charger connected to belt system. From compressor we have pipe going into carburetor, from carburetor we have like divider going into this engine block, so air going into divided into two pipes, and then here we have exhaust pipe, rear and front. So this is kind of structure of this stuff. Air go here, compressed, go into carburetor, from carburetor going into intake, and then exhaust pipe. And then we have frame, what is interesting I realize about motorcycles, that is just, I don't know, kind of, maybe it will sound weird, but I think it's like entirely about love of mechanic and engines. Whole point of motorcycles is just people who are addicted to engines and mechanics, because it's basically you just have like this like mechanical like a miracle, I don't know, engineering miracle, and instead of just playing with it in a garage, you can also ride it, you know. So you kind of like sit all time in a garage, like make all these modifications, and then it's like, okay, now I want to ride that thing, you know. This kind of what is motorcycles really about. Because it's just like engine with a saddle. Так, so and there it's a rear end and so rear shock, let's say. So I just make improvise some custom, and then let's here draw it in perspective. Так. So some perspective grid. Так. So this will be like front wheel. Так. Front fork. Let's make it longer. So rear wheel. It's like frame. Так, and yeah, let's do like V engine. So here's this 2 cylinders. So here this transmission kind of, and crankshaft is about here, let's say, for example. And so we make this modification. So draw belt system. So second pulley about here. Supercharger, compressor, and air filter. So here, so inner side is air inlets in the cylinders. So here will be like this, like air pipe divider, right? So one going there, going here. So something like this. Now we have this like V pipe. So in here, carburetor and compressed air going inside carburetor like this. Так. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Maybe sound no good. I don't know. Так. So this what is happening here. Kind of have this divider and carburetor, and here this compressed air from compressor going into carburetor. Так. And basically it is. So when you know what you're doing, it's not so difficult. And then all we need is just to draw all these details. Так. Let's see. It's like a front brake cable.
subscribe to Bond Art. You now have 15 seconds to comply.
So here's this belt. Then compressor, air filter. LS 4-volt cylinder. So, and the exhaust pipe that's kind of behind the wheel here. Cannot see much of it. So, anyway, this engine block. And a cat arrive. Who scratched my hands, huh? Crazy cat. Look, nails. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, meow. So then we can, yeah, let's draw some dude. Somebody riding, testing supercharger. Так. Yeah, this kind of thing when like right now I teach how to draw superchargers, and it's like, what is that? Like, who needs this thing, right? Like, what the hell is this? And then 10 years later, everybody teach how to draw superchargers. Everybody like Google, like, I really want to know how to draw supercharger. So like, you're no real artist if you don't know how to draw motorcycles with superchargers. This kind of a problem of being innovator, being ahead of your time. And here's like a mirror here. People not ready for this, but up front, this exactly what they need. Superchargers for a Christmas. Oh, I have a sound of supercharger. Wait a second. I have a cool sound how supercharger works. That's crazy. Так. You ready? Так. Very loud. Where is that?
No, all good. Good on traction fluid, so let's get ready.
Yeah, this thing is a monster. It's just insane. So now when you draw superchargers, you will have this sound in your head. It's kind of like a lion roar. Like if you hear like a lion roar in the real life. Wow, that's so cool. It's like so deep and loud, like a train. You almost can feel ground shaking. Here can be like a screen. wheel. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. Okay, sound is here. Okay, let's do like this. It's kind of sound effects. Hello, Dorian. Yo, yo. Meow meow, Saber cat. Meow 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 meow. Ah ha ha. Hello, not okay. Yeah, okay, I will do a video about inline and V4 engine. Yeah, let's do it. Next motorcycle stream. So just some shading for just to make it more comprehensible. This. How to draw what? Here's like shadow. Yeah, I know, and you actually already know if you watch my first video about like how to draw motorcycles, where I explain engine, so you can draw yourself too. It's kind of this, like, do you know how to draw something? It's all kind of like depends, you know, because like, yeah, do you need reference? Depends on what kind of picture you want to make, on like not only like memory of details, but also level of realism. It's like if you want to draw like actual motorcycle model, not just like you can draw some cartoon motorcycle which will look like very realistic compared to regular cartoon motorcycle drawing, and for this you don't need reference. But if you want to draw like real motorcycle and more realistic you want to make it, more is necessary to use reference. So it's there is no such thing when you can get to level when you don't need to reference. It's kind of it's like amateurish idea. Like if I'm able to draw without reference, then I really know how to draw. No, that's not how it works. Okay. So maybe I will make like a video how to draw motorcycles like Kim Jong-gi. My cat's like, stop blood in my legs. Cat, you're too heavy. You're too heavy. Go away. Oh. Roar. Godzilla. Roar. Go away. Stop my blood in the leg. Ah. And again, like there I did couple of videos about Kim Jong-gi, and in the beginning of one or two videos about Kim Jong-gi, I put this part of interview with him when he say in his words, he never say it is kind of, you need to draw without reference. It's Kim Jong-gi words. He say like he use reference too. So when you see these drawings of Kim Jong-gi when he show how he draw from memory, yeah, because he kind of can be in this kind of circumstances when you draw in the public, he need to draw fast, like make some kind of demo drawing. And in these cases he draws things which he draw a lot. So if you draw you choose particular type of motorcycle or particular model of motorcycle, draw it many times from different angle, from reference, without reference. You keep drawing it, and after you draw it about 100 times, let's say, you can draw it from memory for sure. The same thing happen with the people, with any kind of props, like weapons. Because if you're like comic book artist, for example, right, you draw your first comic book, and you need references for every weapon, because you cannot just like made up weapons, right? You need to have some example of real world weapons even if you're not very specific one. And then you draw your first comic book, and there inside this first comic book you have like maybe a couple hundred panels where characters have a desert eagle, for example, right? So now you've been drawing this desert eagle like 100 times. So next comic book you already can save your time on the references. So you kind of say, okay, I don't need to look reference because I've been already drawing this thing 100 times. And this is how it works. So you not kind of study stuff to be able to draw it without reference. No, you draw and stuff, and if you draw it a lot, eventually you don't need reference. That's it. So just need to have proper idea without this kind of fancy, pointless goals. When you kind of like trying to prove yourself or someone like how good artist you are. So like, oh, if I can draw everything I want without reference, then I'm finally a real artist. Then I'm finally like Kim Jong-gi. Kim Jong-gi never been like this. He used reference a lot. Like every professional artist use reference. Так. So let's see. So it should be like not concern at all. It's just like things which just happen naturally. If you need reference, it's no problem. If you don't need reference, yeah, it's like, of course, after drawing so many times, eventually you don't need reference. So this like it's really a very important distinction between like amateur perspective and professional perspective, because this like kind of amateurs, they're very egocentric. For them, art is a very personal thing. It's like they want to prove someone, like kind of prove that they're special or they're like better than others by a drawing, by art. For them it's a tool how to convince people, look, I can do something you can't, you know. So this is why for these people with this mindset, they kind of very easily being like, I don't know, it's like owned, you know, this kind of term. Like they can very easy to be demotivated, frustrated, and they can be like jealous, envious when they see like artists who draw better than them. They're kind of like just very fragile. It's like, in general, it's like it's not even problem which you can consider like a serious problem. It's just a waste of time. This thing should not deserve any attention at all. Like if you have something like this, just tell yourself like, why I even bother with this? I don't want to prove anyone anything. I don't want to prove myself. Real artist is not someone who look like artist, who make this kind of special effects which make him look like a master, you know. No, real artist is who make art, right? So what art you make? Comic books, illustrations, murals, posters, concept art, whatever, right? Focus on the results, focus on your professional goals, kind of. All the rest of this is just pointless waste of time, and everybody who concerned with this, whatever they can do if they want, but for you, don't bother with this stuff. It's just kind of, it's not related to actual art. So here I kind of trying to make some fancy motorcycle frame. So here's like, so right now I don't use reference. This is just kind of combinatory stuff. So I just put kind of rear shock, rear suspension here, and some of the stuff eventually will be not visible, you know. So it's just sometimes I need to keep in mind what will be overlapped and what will be visible, to not going too much far into details, even it will be covered anyway, you know. Okay, like I did some tutorials about reference. Best way of use reference is not, still you can copy it, but best way is not to copy. But let's say I might just buy recently in a 7-Eleven. But redraw, recreate. So in my tutorial about motorcycle, you learn about motorcycle frame, you learn about how to draw motorcycle in perspective, and then you say like, okay, what is motorcycle? It's like you have some perspective, right? Then you draw wheels in perspective. So it means you need to have skill, you need to know how to draw wheels in perspective. You don't need visual memory for that, right? It's just some like essential basic skill. So you can draw wheels in any perspective, like in this perspective, let's say. If you really learn them, if you watch my tutorials and you do what I recommend you to do, then you already know how to draw wheels, right? So because like motorcycle, it's simple thing. It's just two wheels, motorcycle frame, let's say. So there's like fuel tank on the top of motorcycle frame, saddle on the back of motorcycle frame. Then here this like triple tree for front fork. All this I explain on the first video about motorcycles. And engine inside motorcycle, right? So this you should be able to draw from memory. And here carburetor, like carburetor is so simple, it's just this, air pipe going inside engine and air pipe going outside, which can be like attached to filter. All this is like what is my first video is about. It's about these main elements. When you practice to draw them in different perspective, now you have this important structure which allow you to draw any motorcycle model. So, and when you choose like from photo or from real life, you say like, okay, so what I will draw, right? I will draw like 2 wheels. Again, let's say like this, right? So again, it will be like 2 wheels. I just make like a quick fork. This like when we go of this like motorcycles with a fairing, yeah, it's like you need to more focus on structure of a fairing, and I didn't make tutorials about this yet. But after doing this, if you already did all this practice I was telling you, it should be no big problem for you. This kind of trick of essential knowledge, it's you, by improving your basic essential skills, you kind of build this foundation which give you like absolutely new powers, kind of, which allow you to draw on the next level. So let's say something like this. So I take this like fancy angle. So, and you see, like, yeah, I draw with reference, but I draw like my own picture. Even if I will draw like similar angle, so then I can just spend more time looking for details, and I can like more carefully organize details. Or if I draw from same angle, still I need to draw it from scratch. Kind of, I need to have my own structure in mind, as like wheels, frame. So I know it will look from it like different from reference, because I'm not chasing superficial look. I recreate. So every time you work with reference, you not copy, you recreate based on a reference, based on a real life information. Okay, because this should be built inside my world, inside my geometry kind of a space. And with this approach, if you have this solid foundation, when kind of like it's first of all, it's a solid, it's exists together with all this world, with all this space, it have like solid form. You can make many small mistakes and nobody will care about it. Like, you will surprise how many errors people forgive you when you have a good structure. That's why you should to focus on a structure, on like you need to know hierarchy, what is important, what is less important, because with knowledge of hierarchy, you ignore less important and you focus your attention on the most important parts, you know. And this kind of like what I talk in all the time, and it's for different people like understand it with a different speed. Sometimes take long time and you need to hear it many times again and again, but this is kind of like only way. It's this proper way. Так. Okay. So let's say we have this engine. And I kind of surprised, not surprised, like I amazed by teachers who's kind of like, you know, in real life, it's like this meme, your expectations and reality. Expectations, you expect like teaching, it will be this like amazing process when you share important insights and everybody listen you. But in a real life, you need to repeat same stuff like 1,000 times, and you can't expect students understand everything from the first time. And more than that, you can be deceived by believing they understand what you say because you wish because it's kind of your wishful thinking, kind of, right? You really like, you want, okay, you understand, I'm moving to the next kind of stage, next topic. But not. After like a week, months, you will realize you need to say and explain same stuff again. And this happen again and again. Так, so here we have this belt system, and let's say, so here I will make filter outside, and supercharger will be inside here, so kind of like in the front. So it's like supercharger pipes, they're kind of going on the other side. We can't see it much, so okay, maybe just for better visibility, for demonstration. Okay, let's again move supercharger here. Так, so compressor will be here. Okay, like this. Air filter will be here, and carburetor, so this like inlet divider, and students even like they say they understand, but they actually not. So only way to see it is in their work, like if they're able to perform, kind of apply. And yeah, sometimes like in the comments by questions I can tell people like telling me they watch my previous video but their questions tell opposite. It's like, or if they've been watching it just like entertainment. This kind of, you see, it's another moment, kind of problem of our age or of our time period. It's all education online mainly is entertainment. So most of people, they're just watching stuff for fun, and this fun can be like kind of like not to learn, but make people feel like they're learning. Like not even like they're learning, but make them feel like they're smart. Like, okay, smart and different again. Так, so here dude will cover my carburetor if I draw his leg. Oh no. Okay, maybe I will draw him transparent. So it's kind of like, let's try like a schematic drawing. Transparent dude on a motorcycle. Okay. Because when you really learn, it's slow, it's exhausting. And in a moment, it doesn't feel like a fun. It's fun afterwards. You know, it's like a gym or something, or like a running maybe. Like first time when you run, it's not fun at all, but then you became, it's like you feel better by default, and you became addicted to running. Same with learning. It's like after some time you see results, but it's not happen right away. It's always like a buffer. You need to wait and only kind of find out eventually, like after a week, months, or a year of constant studying, you find out like, oh yeah, now I can draw better, I can see clearly, like I can see all this practice is reflected in my work, you know. So it's always will be like all your practice will be pay off. Like you will see result in your work. Like every drawing I did, it's all in my work. Every kind of sketch, every study, every copy. So you can kind of draw everything. Like if you want to improve your style, you copy some other artists to better understand how they draw like facial features or some kind of special effects, and then eventually you will find out somehow it's integrated into your work. even if you like just being copy them, kind of, because it's like a copying when you just copy for like make a study of other work or of some reference. It's a least it's like most effortless thing you can do. So you can do this for recreation, you know, like release an audiobook and make some studies. Or if you're tired after work and your head not work, you cannot really think much, you can make some studies, some copies. It will be like a good way to relax, and also you will really kind of build some more visual vocabulary. Here, exhaust pipe. an exhaust pipe. So now we'll use reference. Let's see some exhaust pipes. Так. Так. Okay, let's do something like this. Let's make like some kind of Tron space. So it'll be this lines grid. Okay, so next time about motorcycles, can do stream talking about how to draw 4-cylinder engines and how to draw from reference. So can like draw actual motorcycle models. Так. so kind of this. So see you next videos, next tutorials. Oh.